Good afternoon, people. Today we have got this box, and this box is from Duel Auto Care, and hopefully what is inside this box is a mystery box, specifically a £30 Duel mystery box. Also in there we should have a pre-wash snow foam and an interior pet hair remover. Well, hopefully there's that in there, but specifically we want to know what is inside the Duel mystery box. So that being said, I haven't opened it up yet, so let's open it up and see what's inside. So apologies that the box is a bit battered, but I think it was Parcel Force decided to yeet it over the fence. So hopefully nothing's damaged inside. So I'm going to cut it, and hopefully we've got something good inside. Oh, well, I'm trying to use a knife and trying to do it all nicely, but yeah, there you go, much easier. And straight away, look at that, we've got a sheet. No, I'm joking. We've got a nice big fluffy wash mitt, which looks quite cool. We've also got a microfiber cloth. Has that got a board? Has that got edge on it? Is it edge on it? I don't know. We'll find out in a minute. We have got a Pineapple Express air freshener. Pineapple Express just makes me think of the film. We have also got a tire cleaner. We've also got a Nitro quick detailer in fluorescent pink. Wow, what a colour. We have got a nitty gritty pre-wash and degreaser with polystyrene still stuck to it. We have got a laundry microfiber wash. Never had that one before, and that one's got some special tape on top of it. And we've also got the snow foam that I ordered separately, and the pet hair remover, which I did also order separately. I don't think there's anything else in the box. Well, there is. There's this, and but yeah, I believe that's everything in there. Oh no, we've got. Oh look, we even came with the squirty bits on it. I've got the actual terminology for it, so therefore it's going to be squirty bits, and we have 1, 2, and 3 of them, and the receipt. So that's what we've got in the box. So let's see what they're like. So, does it work out cheaper to get the £30 mystery box? So, I'm going to first of all say I apologise for my terrible handwriting and the appalling way that I draw a pound sign. But anyway, for £30 on the Duel Auto Care website, for £30 we should get a minimum guaranteed value of £40. And then if you spend £50 you should get a minimum guarantee of 66, and 100 you should get 133. And it also says we guarantee that every mystery box will have at least 33% more value than what you paid. So, what have we got? So for £30, we got the microfiber cloth, which on its own would cost £4. We got the microfiber mitt, which cost £9.95 if you wanted to buy it on its own. We have got the laundry microfiber wash, which would cost £9.99. The pineapple air freshener, which has fallen off, but it would cost you £7.49. We have got the nitty gritty degreaser, which would cost you £9.45. We have got the super duper pink, forget what it is, the quick detailer, which would cost £9.95. And then finally we've got the tire cleaner, which would cost you £9.45. And I've never used Duel Auto Care before, so I still don't know what these products are. But regardless, taking all that into consideration, this would have come to £60 and 27p, which basically for each item would have meant you have paid £8.61 per item, which is bad, I guess, for the microfiber cloth, but then good for the others. So basically, we got more than double what we paid for £30. So that's a good start. Okay, so now I'm going to use the nitty gritty pre-wash and degreaser. Pardon me. Right, and from the gist I've got to it, I can dilute 1 to 10 up to 1 to 200. So the gist I'm getting from that is I'm using 400 millilitres of water, therefore I can only go up to 40 millilitres of this product. I think that's correct. I'm not really sure. It seems really like quite a low dilution amount, although just taking the top off this and smelling it, that may be because it's ridiculously strong. So I believe the maximum I can use in this is 40 ml. So I'm going to use 30 millilitres of this to 400 millilitres of this. So I'm just going to use 2 of these 15 millilitre measuring spoons. Then I'm going to put it in the bottle, and then we are going to try it. So 15 and 30. Just give it a quick stir. Right, let's go out to the car and see if it's any good. Okay, so now I'm going to test out the degreaser and the snow foam at the same time on the back. And what it is, I haven't washed this car for a couple months now, since it snowed and all the grit and all that. So just to clarify, it is really dirty, and look, you can actually see the clean marks. What I'm going to do, I'm going to give them 3 minutes, because that's what is recommended for the degreaser. I'm going to do half on this side and then the snow foam on this side, and all I'm going to do is jet wash it off, and we're going to see if it actually takes off the top layer of dirt or if it does anything else. So here's the degreaser. I do accept this is going to be quite difficult for you to see on the camera, but hopefully when I do a close-up in a minute. So hopefully I don't get the snow foam on this. So we're going to give it 3 minutes and see what happens. Alright, so it's been 3 minutes now. And it says to then just quickly pressure wash it off. So let's do that now. So I'm going to pat it on there to make sure it's actually on there properly, and then pull up. Right, yeah, so sorry, that time it did pull up a lot more. You can see the dirt on there, so I'm going to fold it over. I should have rehearsed this beforehand. I'll do the same thing here. Just make sure that it is on there, and then pull it up. And I can see that this one has actually taken it away, whereas this one has removed it, but then it's left a lot of it up here. It did actually remove that a bit better than just the snow foam. So I guess it does work. It's up to you if you want to use it or not. I personally don't, but I guess it works. Okay, so now I'm going to try out the tyre cleaner, and the instructions for it. It just says spray this stuff around a wet tyre wall and scrub it, and keep doing it until the suds produced is white. So I'm going to guess that would presume it was clean once it starts coming off white. So I'm just going to quickly gonna spray this on here. You know, well enough on there. I'm going to give them kudos on their spray bottles. They're actually quite nice, and they have a nice on and off switch on it as well. So I got my, that smells minty. Well, to me it smells minty, and I'm just going to give them a scrub. Got to wash the alloy as well. It's a scrub. It's actually a lot harder than I thought, because this one actually touches this wheel arch on other cars I've done. And it doesn't touch the wheel arch. So do I have to rinse it off? Oh yeah, look at the suds that's coming off, as you can see on the camera, look. So it is clean, isn't it? Scrub the tyre wall, brush, rinse and repeat. Right, so rinse and repeat. So wash that off. So I've done 3 cycles, you know, spray it on, wash it off, spray it on, wash it off, spray it on, wash it off, and then it started to come off nice and clean. It smells like the old, you know, like the old people mint sweet. Are they called bar humbugs? I'm going to double check what it is, but that's what that smells like. So I'm only going to do 1 tyre on this side, and then we'll compare it to the other rear and all the other 3 to see if it's much cleaner. So I'm going to clean the rest of the car, and we'll try out the other stuff. So we're going to see how well it washes, and we're also going to use the Duel Mach 5 mitt. So I'm going to use this mitt on one side, and I'm going to use the other mitt on the other. So let's see how well this goes. Going to be quick because I haven't got much of this and I'm losing daylight, so. Okay, so using it on this side and the roof, admittedly, I don't hold my wash mitts with my hand in them. I don't wash them like this. I actually wash them like this. And to be fair, for a big mitt, it actually slides around quite easy. So if I just grab one finger, I can slide that around nice and easy. Same with this one. I'll just put one finger on it. This does grab a bit more, so this is a little bit. So if I do it with my little, no, it's still. It's hard to explain. This is definitely harder to slide along, but it's easier to use. I think it's easier to use just because of its shape and size, whereas this is just a bit bigger. Although it's doing the job, I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying I prefer these ones, but I'm not knocking it. It's just a wash mitt at the end of the day, do you know what I mean? But let's carry on and see if anything changes. Right, so that's the gear clean, and now what we're going to do is dry it. So excuse the wind, one side I'm going to use the Duel fluffy microfiber cloth, and on the other side I'm going to use the Costco microfiber cloth, and we'll see if the pickup is any different. It's easy, you just rip the label off. But yeah. So again, excuse the wind. So what are my final thoughts on the Duel Auto Care products? So we'll start with the wash mitt. It's just a wash mitt. I'm not going to just beat around the bush. I prefer these types of wash mitts, you know, with the round edges, but there's nothing wrong with this. It's pretty good. You know, I've got no issue with it, and I guess I'd recommend it. The microfiber cloth, depending on what you're using it for, as I made clear before, I'm not a detailer, so I don't really see the point of the seamless edges, if that's what they're called. You know, I would much rather buy the cheaper microfiber cloths and then just throw it away once I'm done with it, because obviously you can get so much more for the price of this. Well, there's nothing wrong with it. I personally would just buy the cheaper one. The nitty gritty degreaser, I've never used degreaser, so this is actually the first one I've ever used. So let me know in the comments if I'm doing something wrong with it. But on that back bit, after I washed it, there were still loads of bits that were like tough on there, so I still had to use some elbow grease to get it off, and I thought that that's what this was designed to prevent. So personally for me, I wouldn't recommend it. So yeah, the tyre cleaner, and it is bar humbugs that they do smell like, you know, that it genuinely smells like them old people sweets. This is good and it does work. It does clean your tyres and it makes them nice and shiny, but I've never actually cleaned my tyres before. I only ever just used like tyre dressings, so that, like personally, I use the Chemical Guys gel, which is then makes it really shiny for a couple of weeks. So although this works, I personally wouldn't use. I'd recommend it because it does work, but I personally wouldn't use it. I would just skip the clean of the tyre and just use like a dressing to make it shiny. The Nitro Quick Detailer, this is really good. I was actually quite impressed with this. As I said, it may just due to it being a red car. I've used quite a few detailing sprays, and I like this one. I'd recommend that. I will probably get this again. The Pineapple Express air freshener, it's just an air freshener, it smells like pineapples. Yeah, so it does what it says on the tin. And I personally wouldn't buy this, because I'd probably say that Persil probably does the same job, but it did work, so I can't knock it. It's just not for me. So it actually sounds like I'm actually slating off this product, because albeit the degreaser, they do what they should do, but yeah. But as a mystery box, I would 100% recommend it, because this was 30 quid and you get a lot for your money. So for the sake of buying each separate product, I would skip it, but as a mystery box, I would 100% recommend it. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching. But the car is cleaned and dried. There is still some little wet blobs on it, but where it's just so cold, it's just struggling to suck it up. But anyway, we're going to use the Nitro Quick Detailer, and all it says is to apply a fine mist and then wipe it off. So here's our cloth. We're going to do one half of it to see if there's actually a visual difference. So But it says you can also use it on plastic trims, so let's just do half of it. Let's see how it comes out. It smells quite nice actually. And as I said, where I'm trying to dry it where it's really cold, I'm struggling to, but that has made that nice. And I should have grabbed it, cleaned them up with a cloth actually, if this wasn't clean. My bad. Yeah, for a quick detail, I think you can possibly see on that camera that that is definitely more redder, I should say. Well, in person it is obviously, on camera it's but you can definitely see the line across there where I used it. So I'm gonna do the rest of the car and we'll see how it looks. So just gone around the car with the quick detailer, and how I do it. Oh, the wind is seriously, it's every time I press the record button. Anyway, what I would say is how I do it. I put on my first layer, I go around the car, you know, spraying this, and then I do the second time round, just wiping up all the excess. But admittedly, I've never used the quick detailer, or any quick detailer, on a red car, so it looks really good actually. You know, with black cars it makes it a lot shinier, but I think it looks pretty good. I mean, if I turn the camera, obviously it is red, it makes it look like it's dirty, that's the reflection on the floor. But so you can see the reflection, so yeah, I actually think that's quite good, and it smells quite nice as well. So yeah, going pretty well so far for the Duel Auto Care. Coming back to the tyre after I've washed the whole car, and you can see it's got a nice shine on it, you know. Yeah, it looks clean, but we're going to compare that to the other side, which look, it's more like a matte colour, if that makes sense. So I haven't actually washed these, so I only washed the other side. So yeah, so for cleaning the tyre, yeah, it does work. Hello everyone, welcome to the washing machine. So now I'm going to use the microfiber wash, and all it says is add 50 ml of this and run a 30-degree cycle. So alright, so what I want to do is just, this one I haven't used, but it is quite dirty. Let's see if we can get that cleaner. So I'm going to whack that in there, that in there. How dirty is this? To be fair, it's actually not that bad, but let's see what we can do. Got a measuring cup here, which is 59 ml, so it's close enough. How does that smell? Oh, it smells quite nice actually. It smells orangey, well, yeah, ironically. So, I think that's near enough there. I'm not gonna add it in there because I don't really want my actual clothes smelling like this. So there's a little bit left in there, so I'm just gonna compensate for that. Okay, and we're gonna run a, what was it? Run a 30-degree cycle. Did have to pause the video because I couldn't find the setting, so I'm just gonna do a 15-minute rinse at 30 degrees. 30 degrees, and oh, that's half an hour. Oh well, half an hour it is. Right, so the last thing in the box to try is the Pineapple Express air freshener. Just spray it on that, and you go, it's a discount code if anyone wants it. And so what would you look at that? It smells like pineapples. So yeah, actually, it smells like pineapple juice. Don't know how long it'll last, but I don't know what other way to test an air freshener. So if you guys smell it, you might smell it. I doubt it, but you might do. You never know. Just go cut open a pineapple, and yeah, that's what it smells like. So I've got the wash mitt in the washing machine, so we'll wait for that, and then we will conclude this review. Just taking this out of the washing machine after using the laundry microfiber wash, and that looks really good actually, like nice and puffed it up quite nicely. It smells quite nice. This is the one I wanted to see. Has it changed colour with that? No, I still say it looks the same, you know, same as it was. This microfiber cloth, admittedly it wasn't dirty in the first place. I should have probably grabbed a dirtier one to start off with. But it's nice and clean. And then the other one, that is a bit of fabric. I just can't get it off. Yeah, it's just a bit of fabric. Nice and clean. This one I might have had one small dirty mark on it. And then obviously the other mitt, which is, yeah, nice and clean. So I've never used this kind of stuff before. I've never actually washed my mitts, you know. I guess you cleaning the car, I just never really thought of it. But it works, but I'm not really sure if you use like Persil or anything like that, if that would work as well. But for the sake of this test, yeah, works pretty good. So what are my final thoughts on the Duel Auto Care products? So we'll start with the wash mitt. It's just a wash mitt. I'm not going to just beat around the bush. I prefer these types of wash mitts, you know, with the round edges, but there's nothing wrong with this. It's pretty good, you know, I've got no issue with it, and I guess I'd recommend it. The microfiber cloth, depending on what you're using it for, as I made clear before, I'm not a detailer, so I don't really see the point of the seamless edges, if that's what they're called. You know, I would much rather buy the cheaper microfiber cloths and then just throw it away once I'm done with it, because obviously you can get so much more for the price of this. Well, there's nothing wrong with it. I personally would just buy the cheaper one. The nitty gritty degreaser, I've never used degreaser, so this is actually the first one I've ever used. So let me know in the comments if I'm doing something wrong with it. But on that back bit, after I washed it, there were still loads of bits that were like tough on there, so I still had to use my elbow grease to get it off, and I thought that that's what this was designed to prevent. So personally for me, I wouldn't recommend it. So yeah, the tyre cleaner, and it is bar humbugs that they do smell like, you know, that it genuinely smells like them old people sweets. This is good and it does work. It does clean your tyres and it makes them nice and shiny, but I've never actually cleaned my tyres before. I only ever just used like tyre dressings, so that, like personally, I use the Chemical Guys gel, which is then makes it really shiny for a couple of weeks. So although this works, I personally wouldn't use. I'd recommend it because it does work, but I personally wouldn't use it. I would just skip the clean of the tyre and just use like a dressing to make it shiny. The Nitro Quick Detailer, this is really good. I was actually quite impressed with this. As I said, it may just due to it being a red car. I've used quite a few detailing sprays, and I like this one. I'd recommend that. I will probably get this again. The Pineapple Express air freshener, it's just an air freshener, it smells like pineapples. Yeah, so it does what it says on the tin. And I personally wouldn't buy this, because I'd probably say that Persil probably does the same job, but it did work, so I can't knock it. It's just not for me. So it actually sounds like I'm actually slating off this product, because albeit the degreaser, they do what they should do, but yeah. But as a mystery box, I would 100% recommend it, because this was 30 quid and you get a lot for your money. So for the sake of buying each separate product, I would skip it, but as a mystery box, I would 100% recommend it. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.